Mysore, a glorious city which has earned a special mention on the pages of Indian history. A grand city which has got the sobriquet of the capital city of art, literature and culture in India. The all-conquering Mysore kingdom now is called the Mysore city. Mysore, which is situated at the southern part of the state of Karnataka, is also a district headquarter. Located at a distance of 135 kilometers from the capital city Bengaluru, Mysore spreads across an area of around 20 square kilometers. The approximate population of the city is estimated around 8 lakh. Situated in a temperate zone, Mysore is an undulating tableland fringed by verdant forests. Even since prehistoric ages, Mysore has been the home for lush green forests and ever-fertile land. Mysore is one of the rarest cities in the country, which has maintained intense passion for its historic legacy, as well as its nature to embrace the newest of technology. Mysore is not just a popular tourist destination, it is also a place of cultural and educational evolution. Mysore is the capital of art, literature, music and culture. The entire world is in love with Mysore Mallige, that is jasmine, Mysore Resham, that is silk, and the famous Mysore Dashara festival. Thousands of enthusiastic tourists flock the cultural city of Mysore every day. This royal city, with its past glory, never ceases to amaze the tourists. Mysore is probably the one and only city in India to have struck a balance between its traditional values and the state-of-the-art technology. Since Mysore is the center of old and glorious palaces, lush green gardens, trees full of life, silk and sandalwood at one end, and the epicenter of huge industry, information technology and global trade, all efforts are being taken to get Mysore recognized as the global city of traditions. This is our humble effort to collect information about the glorious monuments, temples, warriors and the kings who ruled this magnificent city of Mysore, and present the facts and figures in the form of a documentary to our esteemed viewers across the globe. According to Hindu mythology, Mysore acquired its name from the demon king called Mahishasura. The original name of the city was Mahishuru, or Mahisha's abode. Mysore is the anglicized version of Mahishuru. Chamundi Hill. Chamundi Hill is a breathtaking beauty which provides a natural charisma to the enrapturing city of Mysore. Chamundi Hill is situated like a backdrop to the city of Mysore and provides a panoramic view of the city. Since it looks similar when watched from all the 8 directions, this hill is called the Ashtamukhi Hill too. According to the scientists who have conducted extensive research, Chamundi Hill is largely made up of 700 million years old granite. According to the experts, Chamundi Hill is a home of 450 species of flowering plants, 180 different kinds of birds, 70 kinds of reptiles, 60 types of butterflies, porcupines and cheetahs are also among other animals. The Chamundi Hill is situated at a height of 3,489 feet from the sea level, and it has got 1,000 steps. It is said that these steps were constructed by the senior Devaraja Odair in 1667. This is the famous monolithic statue of Nandi, the vehicle of Lord Shiva, situated at the Chamundi Hill. We can see this statue while climbing the hill. It is said that this statue was built again by the senior Devaraja Odair in the year 1667. Mahabaleshwar Temple. This is the sacred Mahabaleshwar Temple located at the top of Chamundi Hill. This temple is said to be more than 1,000 years old. It is also said that a king from the Ganga dynasty built this temple. According to an inscription dated 950 AD, this place was known as Mahabaladri or Mobbela Tirtha. Some of the rock inscriptions mention that the king of Hoysala dynasty, the great Vishnuvardhan, had donated huge sums of money in 1128 AD, and so did the kings of Vijayanagara dynasty in the year 1620 AD. It is also known that the Krishnaraja Odair III had rebuilt the entire temple in 1855. The place which you are seeing now is the divine abode of Sri Chamundeshwari Devi, the family goddess of the royal family of Mysore. According to the mythological story of Devi Purana, Mysore was ruled by the demon king Mahishasura. Hearing the prayers of gods and goddesses to save them from the demon, Goddess Durga took the birth of Chamundeshwari, killed the monster and settled here in this place forever. Initially, this was a very small temple. In the year 1600 AD, Raja Odair decided to build spires and a main entrance to this temple. In the year 1600 AD, Raja Odair decided to build spires and a main entrance to this temple. But due to some unforeseen reasons, that was not to be. But in the year 1827, Krishnaraja Odair III fulfilled the great ambition of Raja Odair. He built 7-storied spires in completely Dravidian style and installed a golden pinnacle and performed the Kumbhavishekam. The very elegant entrance door creates a wonderful aura to the gorgeous temple. Krishnaraja Odair III always believed that his existence was incomplete without goddess Chamundeshwari. That's why he had dedicated his entire life to the development of the temple of his beloved goddess. Another famous monument near the Chamundeshwari temple is a temple of Kodi Bhaireshwar, situated near the big pond. There's a close relationship between this temple and the foundation of the Odair dynasty of Mysore. Although this temple looks very common and without any artistic flavor, this is one monument which has got the secrets of the historical facts of a dynasty hidden in its heart. The biggest historical truth about this temple is that the Yadu dynasty, which ruled over Mysore for more than 6 centuries, had its dawn. In the year 1399 AD, 2 brothers named Yaduraya and Krishnaraya, who were well known as Vijaya and Krishna, with a longing to worship Melukote's Cheluva Narayana Swami, travelled all the way from Kathiawar in Gujarat to Vijayanagar en route to Mysore. They were so attracted by the natural beauty of Mysore, or Mysuru as it was known then, that they decided to stay there forever. One day, they received a horrible news. Maranayaka, the commander of a place called Karugalli, with an ambition to become the king of Mysore, started threatening the queen of Mysore, Deva Jamani. He told her to get her daughter married to him, or else he would kidnap her. Those were the tough times for Mysore dynasty, as the king Chamaraja had passed away and he had no heir apparent to his throne. Yaduraya and Krishnaraya somehow got this news. These very pious brothers received an order in their dreams to spend an entire day at the Kodi Bhairaveshwar temple, where they would meet a holy man. At the same time, Queen Deva Jamani also received an order from her family goddess in her dreams to send a priest and a holy man to the Kodi Bhairaveshwar temple in order to get freed from all her troubles. She sends a priest and a holy man to the temple, where these men tell Yaduraya and Krishnaraya about the threat given by the evil commander. After thinking about the situation, the brothers agreed to extend the helping hands to the queen. They meet some of the assiduous men and soldiers of the queen and plan a battle against the commander. They attacked the evil commander and his loyal men, who were busy having a ball to celebrate the impending marriage to the princess at a village called Hadinaru. Yaduraya and Krishnaraya's loyal army destroys the army of Maranayaka and kills him. After the death of the evil commander, Yaduraya gets married to Princess Deva Jamani on an auspicious day. Thus Yaduraya becomes the founder of the Mysore dynasty. The Mysore dynasty, which started its rule on Mysore under the leadership of Yaduraya, has seen 25 kings in all. The kings of Mysore dynasty are called as Odayars. Until 1578 AD, when Raja Odayar came to the forefront of the regime of Mysore, it was just another small feudatory state under the Vijayanagar kingdom. As soon as the Vijayanagar dynasty had a mighty fall in 1585, the Odayars of Mysore inherited the traditions and the etiquettes of Vijayanagar, and they also continued it. In the year 1610, the Odayars of Mysore staked their claim on the throne with much fanfare and ostentation at Srirangpattan. Srirangpattan used to be the capital of Mysore kingdom. Meanwhile, during 1761 to 1799, there was a huge tiff and tension among the Odayars. In this period, Hyder Ali and the great Tipu Sultan took over the reins of the state of Mysore and ruled for 38 years. In the year 1799, the British army defeated Tipu Sultan and snatched Srirangpattan from him. They then appointed Krishnaraja Odayar III as the king of Mysore and handed over his ancestral throne when he was just 5 years old. But there were no grand mansions where the coronation ceremony to the new king could be held. Because in the year 1793, Tipu Sultan had demolished all the old and dilapidated structures in Mysore, including the palace, in order to build a new city called Nazarbad. Hence, the coronation ceremony was arranged and took place at Nazarbad under a pandal. There did exist a wooden palace in Mysore, which was renovated by Krishnaraja Odayar III in 1799 after he took over the reins of Mysore. But since the renovation work was conducted in just 2 years, and that too in a hurry, the palace again became weak and dilapidated pretty soon. And to top it, during the wedding ceremony of Princess Jayalakshma Manni in 1897, most parts of the wooden palace were burnt down in an accident. But we are lucky enough to have a photograph of the old palace, which was taken by a man called John Birdward. Birdward was a cavalier in the Mysore army. To reinstate the splendor and the pomp of the palace, the then royal representative, Queen Vani Vilasa Sannidhana, decided to build a new palace at the same place and in the same style as the old one. The blueprints were accepted, designed by Henry Irwin. B.P. Raghavullu Naidu, the chief executive engineer of the Mysore Palace Department, was assigned the responsibility of overseeing the construction of the palace. Engineer Naidu did extensive research on the required architectural design in places like Calcutta, Delhi and Madras. Naidu's genius, his skill coupled with the hard work of the laborers, resulted in the construction of the never-before-seen monument. The dedicated toil of 35 long years put in by the laborers bore the sweetest of fruits, and in the year 1912, the new palace was up and ready. It is estimated that a whopping amount of rupees 41,47,913 were spent on this mega project. Two very unique things could be noticed in the creation of this palace. First of all, most of the construction materials used in this building were locally manufactured, and the adaptation of firefighting devices in the new construction was extraordinary. The main building was built with the heavy ash-colored granites and has 3 floors. One can see the 5-storied spire above the building. This spire is covered with golden tegument. From ground level to the zenith, where Golden Flag is situated, the total height of this spire is 145 feet. On the frontal side, one can see 7 huge arches. And behind the central arch, there are 2 more, but smaller arches, which are held together by huge pillars. On the central arches, one can see the sculpture of goddess Gajalakshmi. On the ground floor, at the eastern side, there's a huge elephant door. And at the southern side, we can see a beautiful wedding hall or a Kalyana Mandapam. On the ground floor, there's a huge assembly hall facing the east. In the same floor, there's a very elegant and private assembly hall, which is called Amba Vilas. The large open space and the garden in front of the palace make the entire look of the palace much more attractive and grand. There are 5 entrance doors in the palace, and each one of them is built in the Indo-Sasanic style of construction. Jai Martand. Jai Martand is the eastern door, which is well known for its grandeur and effectiveness. The diameter of the central arch over the door is 60 feet. This door was mainly used for the transportation of elephants and horses. Jairama and Balarama. On the northern side, we can see the Jairama and Balarama doors, which are used during the procession of the Vijayadashmi festivities. Brahmapuri. Brahmapuri door was used as the private facility of the royal family. Karikallu Thotti. Karikallu Thotti was used specially for the missionaries and the royal representatives. Varahi. The Varahi is available all the time for the general public. This palace is famous for its light decoration. The entire palace has been decorated with luminous bulbs along with the silhouette of the building. When illuminated, the entire building looks like a palace of light. There are no monuments in the world that can be compared with the royal palace of Mysore. This palace is indeed very unique. These are the words which can be seen on the lips of every visitor to the palace. One can be fortunate enough to see the illuminating decoration of the palace on the occasion of the Dashera festival every Sunday and some other very special days. Lalit Mahal Palace, not for the great visionary Krishna Raja Odear. we would have never seen such a magnificent monument. The architect of this wonderful palace was E.W. Fridley. The construction of this palace was completed in the year 1921 with an approximate cost of 13 lakh rupees. Now this palace has turned into an elite hotel. It was specifically built for the king's guests. Jagan Mohan Palace. Another familiar sight of Mysore is the awesome Jagan Mohan Palace. This palace was constructed in the year 1861 by Krishnaraja Odeya III and is built in traditional Hindu style. This palace was built 4 decades before the Amba Vilas and was used for the first time in 1900 AD for the marriage ceremony of the Prince Krishnaraja Odeya. When the original abode for the royal family, the Mysore palace, was burnt down in a fire, the royal family stayed in this palace till the original one was renovated. After the construction of garden in front of this palace, the entire look of the palace has become much more attractive. Krishnaraj Sagar. Krishnaraj Sagar or Kannambadi Katte is a dam built across the Kaveri River by the King Krishnaraja Odeya IV. Before the construction of this dam was started officially, this place was known as Kannambadi Katte. Since there is a small village called Kannambadi situated at the left bank of the dam, this place is popularly known as Kannambadi Katte. It was in the 1st century AD that a Tamil king called Karikala Chola who built a dam called Kalligai in Tamil Nadu, and this dam was the first ever dam in India. In the modern era, when the country saw a huge technological advancement, Krishnaraja Odeya IV decided to build a dam for the first time on the land of Karnataka in the year 1911. Under the able guidance of the then Divans, Sir M. Vishweshwaraya, Sardar M. Kantaraj Ars, Alkien Rajkumar Banerjee and Mirza M. Ismail, and with the untiring dedicated work of over 10,000 workers, the building of this dam was completed in 1931. A stone plaque was unearthed in 1911 during the construction of the dam. It was written in Persian language on the block that Tipu Sultan had planned to build a dam over the place as back as in 1781. This plaque now is installed at the entrance door. Saint Philomena's Church. There can be no doubt that Saint Philomena's Church is one of the most revered places of worship in India. It was constructed in classical perpendicular Gothic style and was inaugurated by the King Krishnaraj Odeya III on 28 October 1933. The outer part of this church is spectacular. The huge twin spires of the church are a whopping 175 feet in height. The part containing the altar and the choir is crossing. According to the legend, the Roman emperor called Diocletian used to harass the most beautiful lady in Greece called Salome, who always maintained that her life was dedicated to the service of God. There are many such legends about this spectacular structure. Athara Kachari or District Offices. This district office or Athara Kachari, as it is known, is a very beautiful construction. This building is situated at a very high level and hence it looks very attractive. This building was built on an empty plot of land of about 93 acres. And the huge amount spent on the construction of this building is estimated to be 1,75,000 rupees. There is a huge spire in the central part and a conch-shaped urn on the top of the spire. We can see a beautiful statue of Sir James Gordon on the dais in front of the Athara Kachari. During the rule of Krishnaraja Odeya III, it is said that the British rulers tried to get a hold on the empire of Mysore. But it was Sir James Gordon who persuaded the British Empire to hand over the reins of Mysore back to the kings of Yadu lineage. Silver Jubilee Clock. This clock was built in the year 1927 when the King Krishnaraja Odia IV was celebrating his 25th birthday. This superlative work of art stands at 75 feet with a square spire built in a mixture of Rajasthani design and Indo-Saracenic style of construction. This tower stands in front of the palace and it joins the Gandhi Square, Ashoka Road and the Palace Road. Most probably, this is one of its kind clock that won't be seen anywhere in the country. Krishna Rajendra Circle. This circle, built in the year 1950, was christened after King Krishnaraj Odia. The wonderful statue here was built by the well-known sculptor of Mumbai, R.P. Kamath. This circle joins Sayaji Rao Road from one side and Devraj Road from the other. We can see the Janata Bazaar or Janata Market around the circle. Chamarajendra Circle. This beautiful and grand circle, situated in front of the northern door of the palace in the central part of Mysore, is called the Chamarajendra Circle. This statue was built by a sculptor called Robert W. Carlton. The Odia king, who can be seen in the form of this statue, is surprisingly not wearing the traditional attire, but he is wearing the chaima he wore during the function of receiving his JCSI degree. This statue was built with memorial rocks and a pandal built around the statue with a classical umbrella hovering above it. This circle was built in 1920. Harding Circle. This circle was built primarily to welcome the royal representatives and missionaries. This circle was constructed in 1933. This circle was previously called as Mysor Bagh. There are many gardens around this circle. Since this circle joins 6 different roads, the local people call this as R Gate. Krishna Rajendra Hospital. This is a very unique hospital which was built twice. One in 1876 and for the second time in 1918. This building is built entirely in Roman style and this is one of the oldest monuments of the city. Since this hospital was built by the King Krishnaraja Odia to serve the common people of his state, this hospital was christened in the name of the great king and philanthropist. It is estimated that a huge sum of rupees 6.5 lakh were spent to build this hospital. Cheluvamba Hospital. This hospital was built in 1938. One can see beautiful classical arches in the building as well as an umbrella-like minaret, each at the left and right side of the building. Many circular pillars give strength and add to the beauty of this building. This building was donated to the common people by the Princess Cheluvamba of the royal Mysore lineage. Since then, the building is being used as a hospital. Princess Krishna Jamanni Tuberculosis Hospital. There is a sad story behind the inception of this hospital. The second elder sister of the King Krishnaraja Odia IV, Princess Krishna Jamanni, was born on 8th June 1883. On 20th April 1896, she got married. In the 8 years of marital life, she gave birth to a son and 3 daughters. Princess Krishna Jamanni was the favorite daughter of her mother, the Queen Vani Vilasa Sannidhana. Even the princess's younger brother, Krishnaraja Odia I, loved his sister immensely. Unfortunately, Krishna Jamanni passed away on 22nd November 1904 at a tender age of 21 because of tuberculosis. But the tragedy didn't end there. all of Krishna Jamanni's daughters succumbed to the same dreaded disease. In those days, there was no treatment available for tuberculosis. This tragedy was an unbearably painful experience for the Queen Vani Vilasa Sannidhana and Krishna Raj Odeya IV. They thought about how difficult it was even for the royal family in the face of this dreaded disease. They could understand the plight of common man. In the month of April 1918, the Queen Mother gave a go-ahead for the construction of a new hospital that would cater to the needs of her poor citizens. This hospital was inaugurated on 18th November 1921. Even today, thousands of patients receive free-of-cost treatment at this hospital. And while leaving the hospital, they remember the Queen Mother with a smile on their lips and gratitude in their hearts. Mysore University Working Office. One can see here a huge portrait of the goddess of education, Saraswati. This is the Mysore University Working Office. This building was constructed in 1916 and is built in complete European style. It still maintains its attractiveness and grace. The enchanting lawn in the front adds to the beauty of this monumental building. Maharaja College. The British Prince Halbert had laid the foundation stone of this magnificent building on 29th November 1889. It is said that this single-floored building was constructed in order to start a college, Yuvaraja College. There is one more college near the Maharaja College by the name of Yuvaraja College. This college was inaugurated on 8th August 1927 by the then Vice-Chancellor of Mysore University, Rajendranath Sheel. The Maharani Science College. This college was inaugurated in 1881 AD and was originally named as Maharani Vani Vilas Sannidhana College. This building was constructed in the European style. Chamrajendra Centre for Technical Training. The British Prince Halbert had laid down the foundation stone of this building in 1906 and the construction was completed in 1930 at the estimated cost of 2.5 lakh rupees. This monument is dedicated to the memory of Chamrajendra Odeya, the beloved king of Mysore. The best of the faculty provide the best of the training in the field of painting and other arts. Sita Vilas Chaudhary or Karvansarai. Krishna Raja Odeya III had built this building long back in 1842 AD. This Karvansarai was built on the Chamaraja Road because then it would be easy to find and stay for the musicians, artists, wrestlers and other guests who used to come to Mysore from far-off places. Zoo. King Chamrajendra Odeya inaugurated this zoo in 1892. The first animals to enter the zoo were some zebras and baboons. These animals were bought from Frank Brown Circus of Bombay. After that, a couple of tigers and many species of birds were brought here. Most of the animals and birds in the zoo are bought from other places. Some of them have been gifted to the zoo and the rest were caught from the nearby forest. The zoo was spread across a huge area of nearly 100 acres during the period between 1906 and 1927. Don't be surprised, this is a fact. Thus, not only every building, road and tree, even each stone of Mysore is a testimony to the grand history of this mesmerizing city. That's why this city is called the cultural capital of India. The Shara festival has been celebrated in Mysore since the time of Vijayanagar rulers. After the fall of Vijayanagar kingdom in 1565 AD, the Odeyas of Mysore inherited the tradition and legacy of the Vijayanagar kings and continued performing the festivities. Raja Odeya started the new tradition of celebrating Dashera in a grand manner in 1610 AD. He also saw to it that his successors continued to celebrate this occasion every year. During the reigns of Krishna Raja Odeya IV, the festivities carried out were very subdued, unlike the celebration of the present time. The entire festivities were held inside the fort, and hence only people residing inside the fort were able to witness the celebrations. But even they could not attend the private celebration inside the palace. People could see only the Jambu Savari or the elephant procession. Till today, the private celebration is a part of the festivities. The celebration lasts for 10 days, starting on Ashwayuja Shuddha Prathami and ends on Dashami. It starts with a special puja to Sri Chamundeshwari Devi at the Amba Vilas Thotti. For 9 days, the king puts his royal sword at one side of the royal throne and climbs the throne, and the royal assembly begins. This is a tradition which starts with a festivity called Kankada Bharan on day 1 and culminates on the final day of Dashami. On the 7th day of Navratra, puja is offered to goddess Saraswati. 8th day is the day of Durgashtami. 9th day is Mahanavami. On the 9th day, the king's 32 various weapons are taken to a pond near Someshwar temple in a procession. The king follows this by leading a procession in a silver chariot to Bhuvaneshwari temple and leaves for Banni Mantapa from here. He offers his puja to a peepal tree there, cuts a branch of the tree with his royal sword, and remembers the anecdote from Mahabharata of Pandavas worshipping the peepal tree. Hereby, the private celebration of the royal family comes to an end. Common people were not allowed to participate in this celebration. People could only witness the Jambu Savari or the elephant procession. The king sits in his howdah and along with his army, elephants, horses and musicians starts a procession. This procession is called as Jambu Savari. After the princely state of Mysore was abolished and it merged in the Union of India, the tradition of kings sitting in the howdah was abolished, and now the idol of goddess Chamundeshwari is seated in the howdah. This idol is worshipped by the royal couple and taken around in procession. Colorful tableaux, dance groups, music bands, decorated elephants, horses and camels form a part of the procession, which starts from the main palace and culminates at Banni Mantapa. The 800-kilo weighing howdah is mounted on the elephant's back, and the idol of goddess Chamundeshwari is seated in the howdah. Thousands of visitors from the country and all over the world flock the place to witness the grand celebration. Millions of viewers across the world are glued to their television sets to see this majestic and magnificent event. The once private celebration of Dashera which was confined to the interiors of the fort of the royal family, has now turned into an awe-inspiring festival celebrated by all. Mysore Dashara is not just a celebration of the king's elephants, horses and camels anymore. Now it is a full-fledged celebration representing the state's cultural might. Dashara is now called as Nadahabba, meaning the celebration of the state. Let us pray to the goddess Chamundeshwari to shower her blessings on the entire humanity. Let the celebrations never end.